Hello and welcome to Board Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And this is our review
of River of Gold.
River of Gold is a game where you're going to be sailing down this wonderful river in old Japan looking for prosperity. And if you'd like to help us become more prosperous, you should probably
hit the subscribe button.
Absolutely. And why not? It makes everybody prosperous. We get prosperous because we get more subscribers.
Yeah, and you get all prosper because every time a new video comes out, you got to see it immediately.
Absolutely.
So, hey, it's a win-win.
Every week. And that's a wonderful thing. Everyone is happy. So, Matt, shall we dig into this beautiful looking game?
Let's go.
Let's go. River of Gold is a mid-weight Eurogame for 2 to 4 players that plays in 60 to 90 minutes, designed by Keith Piggott, and is published by Office Dog Games. In River of Gold, players take on the role of river merchants allied with the legendary samurai clans, each vying to exploit the river to earn wealth, glory, and wisdom. Your turn is relatively straightforward and is determined by the roll of a dice. Your dice will determine which of the 6 regions down the river you will get to act in. When you roll the dice, you can then choose to either build a building from the supply, adding it to that region and increasing your influence with that region's people, potentially getting you extra points at the end of the game. Alternatively, you could sail one of your boats that many spaces down the river, activating the various buildings that you come into contact with, getting you more money and resources to use during the game. Or alternatively, you can deliver to one of your customers that matches the number you rolled. By spending the resources on your board, you can deliver those resources to the customer, which again will get you extra bonuses, potentially end game scoring, and other discounts and victory points during the game. You have some mitigation using your divine favor, but essentially, that's a game of River of Gold. Matt, what an interesting game. We found out about this a little while ago and featured it on the Hype Factor.
Yes, it was a couple of months ago maybe, and as we promised, the ones on the Hype Factor actually get delivered in 2024. So,
and this one got delivered in 2024. This is actually a 2024 game.
Yeah, you can actually have it in your house at the moment.
Right now.
And the guys at Office Dog actually, they were so nice to send us a copy for review, and we played it a lot.
We did.
And we liked it a lot.
We liked it a lot, yeah.
I love gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
It does something really interesting. We featured it a little bit that you saw in the overview. But what's really fascinating about this game is that you have this sort of long, sort of one direction river that you're constantly going to be moving down with your boats. I mean, it's not the only thing that you do, despite it being called River of Gold.
Yes, and it is gold.
It is gold. But the focus is sometimes on the river, but sometimes not, because you're obviously going to be splitting your actions up between building, between floating down the river, between delivering to your customers.
Yes.
But it's all driven basically off this dice.
Yes. So with your dice, as you saw on the explanation of the rules, more or less, every turn, at the end of every turn, you roll this dice, and then that dice will dictate where you can do and what. Yeah, exactly. So you can choose, always choose, move your boats down the river. So you got this kind of like pseudo rondel activation. Because again, once you at the bottom of the river, you go all the way up again and you start your journey
and you go down again.
The other things you can do, you can activate a certain location depending on what roll of the dice you're going to make. So, and in that activation, you can either build a building that is going to help you getting more points or getting more influence in the different regions.
Or resources maybe.
Resources. Or you can deliver to one of your customers. It's going to be one of the cards that you got. And those are literally the three things where the games rolls around.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not massive amounts of choices, but the choices that you make do feel meaningful.
Yes.
You're right, like I said, typically speaking, you can't build if you haven't got enough money. So you're either going to be delivering to customers if you've got the resources. If you don't have those, guess what? You're going to sell your boat.
You need to move your boat.
So it's relatively laid back feel to the game.
Yeah. It's what we were saying is a relaxing Euro.
Absolutely. A float down the river.
Yeah, you're not gonna try to cutthroat with to
your opponents.
Or it's a race to who can build more, can get more resources, and so it's quite relaxing. And I have to say, recently we played a lot of like cutthroating games. This one is more relaxing. At the same time, goes with that there is a slightly less interaction between players.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like each one does their own things. Again, then if you move down the river in a space where someone else has built a building, you're getting something, but they get something as well.
Yeah.
So, but in a very peaceful, relaxing way.
Pretty peaceful, yeah.
Say.
The only interaction is really through denial. And occasionally, like in a lot of Eurogames, you'll interact by taking the thing someone wants, maybe. But you'll get a little bit of interaction through visiting other people's buildings, right? Because that's a key part of this, is sailing your boat down the river. And as the board fills up over the course of the game, there's going to be more things that happen when you land your boat. I mean, right now, if I were to move my boat, somewhere in here, it would be some gold. But because I've visited this building, I'll get a little bit of influence. But as everyone else builds buildings, I'm going to be rifling off lots of little things that I'll get, and the owners of the buildings will get stuff as well. Yeah. So it's kind of cool, right? You kind of want to move your boat into other people's buildings, but at the same time, they're also going to get something.
Yeah. Everybody gets something.
Exactly. Everyone gets something.
This is one of the things that you need to think about this game. There is going to be a little bit of admin to be done every time you move the boat, because when you start having 4 or 5 buildings that activate when a boat lands on certain location, you will have to think about it. Okay, I moved there, I'm getting this point, this point, this point, this point.
But who owns that? Who owns
Wayne
this?
owns this building, and that building is going to get those resources. Matt is holding that building, and that building is that resource. So it can be toward the end of the game a little bit
sticky.
But again, nothing compared to more heavier games. This is
right in the middle way.
Yeah, this is I would say, should we say, intermediate game, right? It's a little bit more than a beginner, but the rules are not that many that is considered
it's going to be a completely
game. So it sits perfectly in the intermediate. Yeah,
absolutely. You've got 2 sort of main scoring elements, right? The first one, I think you mentioned, is delivering to customers. If you can deliver to customers by building resources up and then getting them delivered, you're going to get a ton of points.
At the end of the day, that is the game.
That is the game.
You're going through the river to deliver to your customer. So that is the main.
That's the theme. That's what you do. And the other main source of points is influence on all of the different regions. So as you build more buildings in a region, you are contributing more to that region's economy.
Yes.
So your influence is going to get higher. And whoever has the most influence at the end gets more points.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's going to be all the activation, building that are going to give you points every time someone goes in there or you go in there. So there are all the bits and pieces, all the points. But these 2 are the main
sources of points.
Bits.
You may get some additional points through your customer cards, which will give you some end game points. They're typically only maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 points.
They don't influence that much at the end. It's going to give you an advantage, but they're not that heavy. I would say, as you say, customers and the influence into the... but that's why I'd say that it's a very nice and relaxing game. It's just like, all right, I'm contributing to this location and I'm building more buildings so that regions get more rich and
I get more
happy about it.
Everyone's happy, exactly. It's super chill. Matt, I think mechanically this game is quite interesting. It's not over complex. It expresses its mechanisms in quite an interesting way that I haven't really seen. It's a quasi-rondel, but not really. It's dice-based activation with a bit of mitigation because you have the divine favor, which you haven't spoken about. So.
And again, that is the other things that I think is a little bit sticky. Is the fact that this rondel, pseudo rondel, is gonna go with a roll of a die.
Yeah.
That means that if you're very unlucky with your die, it can get a little bit complicated to achieve what you want to achieve. There are some way to mitigate the dice. You got this divine favor, where you can spend divine favor points to change the +1 -1 on your dice. But sometimes you use them and you don't get
you're
them
just
back
rolling
because,
once.
Yeah,
You're just
and
rolling
you're just
threes.
rolling.
Yeah, same number.
I think the first game that we had, I rolled like 6 times 5. That means that. Yeah, I was constantly
just
in the
doing
same
Legion
location.
5, yeah.
The last game that we play, you roll like constantly once.
Which can be interesting, can be fine, but it does mean you're limited to either customers that are in number
that
1
region,
or buildings in region 1.
Or moving your
one
box
space.
by 1 space. It can
It's okay,
sometimes,
but
again, that's why it's a relaxed game. Don't think about this game about being hyper-competitive. It's nice and relaxing, and sometimes you just want a nice, relaxing Euro game to just like, everybody's having a good time, then whatever the scoring is at the end. Yeah, exactly.
And we're enjoying it. Matt, let's talk about the production.
Yeah, let's do it, because this, guys, is
super pretty.
It's gold. It's
gold, mate. It's gold. Matt, the main feature of this game is in the title, and we've mentioned and referenced it a bunch of times, and we'll get some nice close-up shots, I'm sure, but everything is a gold inlay.
Yeah. So
it's
if we start from you literally start from the box. The inside of the box is amazingly gold.
It's gold.
The board itself, of course, the river, it's got this
it's a raised inlay,
raised inlay, all in gold. Everything that is supposed to be gold is actually gold
inlay.
It looks amazing. I'm surprised that the coins are not actual gold.
Just give me actual gold coins next time.
That would be
mate. Office
great.
dog, give me gold coins.
Can we have gold? And then you got these meeples.
Meeples.
Each faction will have a different
slightly different cuts. Yeah.
So that's really nice. Both for the main ships and the bigger version of the ships. Again, this is a mechanics that we haven't really went through there, but we haven't really touched it. But there is possibility for you to upgrade your ship to a bigger one. It
does more stuff.
It's going to do more stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, not for the rest. All the tiles.
Nice
it's a very, very Japanese themed, and the artwork is authentically Japanese. It's not just like I want to look like Japanese. It's magnificent.
It really is beautiful,
like
actually. You've got all the koi carps everywhere. The color palette, I think, is very nice.
Yes.
It's not like super bright. It's this lovely sort of ink wash shades of everything, right? Where there's not massive blocks of color. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Rule book is very well done.
Excellent rule
book. Nice and simple, and with a lot of examples, and you just read it once and you're ready to play. The 8 cards are really nice.
Yes, the actually, yes, good point, because your player board, so to speak, also has the player aid in it.
Yeah. Beautiful. And each faction, each player will have a unique board that they're gonna use. Not they're gonna change much, but it just is nice to have. One of the things that we forgot to mention is there is an option to add some asymmetry to the game.
Some patrons that will give you some additional bonus powers.
You can add it or not to the game. I don't think they change very much the game.
It doesn't need it, frankly.
It's production-wise, 10 out of 10, guys.
Absolutely
gold medal for you.
Yeah, the gold medal. Very good, Matt. Very good.
Wayne, as a Euro game connoisseur.
That's me. I'm the Euro guy.
It's the Euro guy. What do you think this game is for?
Do you know what? The way that this game flows is so nice. If you like that relatively laid-back feel to a game where there is not much interaction, your interaction is through denial, but even the denial isn't heavy denial. It's not like I take the thing you must have and your game's ruined. No. You take the building I want,
I'll get another one.
I'll get another one. I'll do something else. It's nothing in this game feels spiteful. It's really pretty relaxed, nice flow. And I think that has quite a broad appeal to those people that like those sorts of games. If you're someone that really likes to aggro in your game, probably not for you. Probably not for you. Like you said, Matt, there is a little bit of admin, but not a massive amount. So even if you don't like super math-heavy games, this isn't one of those either. I mean, it's got a little bit of math in there. We're trying to work out what coins you get and how much you have to.
I would say more accounting than
a little bit of accounting,
yeah.
a tiny bit of accounting, not a massive amount, a little bit of accounting. But I think it's really lovely that it has the Legends of the Five Rings, theme, which is its own series, right? But I mean, it could have been anything. If you like that theme of the game, of that series, then sure, this would absolutely be for you. Yeah. But just because it has the Legends of the Five Rings theme
doesn't really mean a lot.
So, if that means nothing to you, you will still like this game.
Yeah, it's just a plus.
It's just a plus. It's not a minus in any way. Yeah, because this is just a lovely looking theme anyway. Now, what do you think? Who would you recommend this game for?
Yeah, it's a nice, easier Euro game. You can play it with a lot of different crowds.
Yeah.
It can be. You play the game in. It does say 60 to 90 minutes. I'll say the 60 minutes mark is a good one. Probably 2 to 4 player. I will go with a 4 player.
Yeah.
I think it's
because there's more buildings and there's more stuff going on.
Yeah, because you got the little bit of area control elements where you're building whatever you place your building. So it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's if you're looking for a mega heavy Euro where you're gonna
crunch your way for hours,
this is not. This is very much a relaxing game.
I think this is a really nice step up for people that have experienced like much lighter Euro games or lighter games, and they want something slightly more complex, but still not
but without going into
massive interaction or going into the Vital Lacerda levels of heavy board games.
We're not talking about a Brass of Birmingham
or on Mars, whatever.
Or on Mars. Those are this is
right down here.
This is here.
Yeah, absolutely. So it has quite a broad appeal, I think.
So yeah, a little bit for everyone, and definitely if you love shiny, that's more shiny than this.
It's about as shiny as it gets, mate. Absolutely. So, Matt, in terms of a recommendation, an alternative for this game, and I think it's quite obvious what the clear alternative might be. And for us, I think
it's Iki.
It's Iki. So
absolutely, Iki slightly more complicated. So you probably do a little bit of a step up in terms of like complexity of the game, but it's got still very much the same theme because it's still in the medieval Japanese, that kind of like
Edo
era Japan. You still got a rondel mechanism that is actually a proper rondel mechanism.
It's a relaxing theme still about prosperity, and it's very analogous to this game.
Yeah, with a beautiful artwork
and a great production.
And a great production. So it's a more complicated game. So I would say if you like this and you want to step up,
Iki.
Absolutely. If you like Iki and you want something that is slightly more relaxed
and expressed in a different way,
it's absolutely River of Gold. Two different games. We're not saying they're the same game, but you got that feeling between the theme and the rondel, pseudo rondel, and all that stuff. So
absolutely. And in terms of final thoughts, then, Matt. So I think we both agree that this is a recommendation.
Absolutely. All Stupid recommended. Absolutely.
Highly recommended. I think it's a fantastic game.
It's a very, very, very good game. We played it in different player counts as well. I would prefer the 4-player games, but it's a game that is there on the board and someone say, oh, do you want to play that? Absolutely, yes.
We'll play a game of River of Gold,
If you are into the theme of this Japanese and all that stuff, absolutely go out and buy it. You want a nice Euro game, solid one, absolutely go out and buy it.
Absolutely. In terms of my thoughts, again, I think it's an absolutely solid mid-light Euro, but probably a mid-weight Euro. For me, I think if I have a choice, Iki is the game for me.
Yeah.
So I think that is.
But you are a more experienced gamer.
Correct.
So you will definitely go toward that
and get more out of that
one. And you know that Iki is one of our favorite games as well. So we really like it.
Yeah.
But this one is as a lighter alternative. Absolutely.
Alrighty. So those were our final thoughts on River of Gold. But what do you think? Have you seen this game? Did you see the hype factor, and has this interested you, and what do you think of our review? Have you managed to play River of Gold or had a little playtest? Let us know in the comments below what you think.
And you know what is gold? Hitting the subscribe button.
It's red, but also gold.
No, yeah, it's red gold. It's gold red.
Goldy red. If you look
Gold
carefully,
red.
it's kind of gold.
Yeah.
So,
and that's if you press it, there's a lot of gold.
Gold.
That's gonna
Come down.
come down. Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Family show.
Yeah. For the rest, yeah, like the video, leave us a comment down below, and check all the other stuff. Check all the other reviews, the other videos, and yeah, what would you say about it?
I would say that we're going to catch you again real soon.
Ciao.